So I finally checked out assisted living. I watched episode 1, 4, 6, 10, and 11. And it was kind of hard for me to find the episodes, but eventually I did find all of them. But those were some of the key episodes that I wanted to see. So I pretty much got thoughts about everybody. First I want to say the show isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I actually did get some laughs out of it, or some chuckles rather. I guess I'll start with the character Vinny. I don't really like him. I really feel like the hook thing, I really feel like it's stupid and unnecessary. And it really looks dumb. Cause you could just, and like, it was like he lost his hand and he got a hook there now. You could see that his fucking hand's still there. He just got that over. I really thought that was so fucking stupid. And it really reminded me of Medea's family funeral when Tyler Perry added that character. I forget his name, but he had to talk through his throat, you know. That character, it really reminded me of that. Like trying to add something that's visually funny, but it's not. I don't like the excessive cursing. And I could deal with some cursing, but the cursing is too much. So it seems like it's taking up half of the script. And then the versions I was watching, I don't know, like sometimes it would be bleeped out and then sometimes they'd be saying it. I'd be confused. But I think on episode 1 he was talking about his nuts and pointing to him and stuff in front of the fucking kids, especially the daughter Sandra. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I don't really care for his character. He can go for all I care. Let's talk about the dad. He looks like Ron Rico Lee and Terrence J put together. The dad, he's just there. He ain't really he's not really he okay, I guess. The mom, Leah. You know what? I'm gonna come back to the mom. Now, I do feel like the show got better once Mr. Brown and Cora came. I honestly feel like, why didn't Tyler Perry just bring back Meet the Browns and just did a twist and added these people? Because, like, on the original cast, I doubt he probably would have had the whole original cast. Like, of course, Logan Browning probably wouldn't come back, because why would she be playing the daughter anymore? Like, she probably be off somewhere starting her own family here. It's been so long. But he could have did a twist to it or something. But so far I'm actually enjoying Mr. Brown more than I'm enjoying Curtis on House of Pain. Now, Mr. Brown and Vinny together, I'm not really a fan of. It's just too much back and forth. And it's like when the storyline's trying to progress, here they go going back and forth, holding it up. But Cora and Mr. Brown, they playing the roles that they've always played. I noticed Cora said that she had 2 daughters, but shit, she didn't have so many kids up in Tyler Perry land. Like, she didn't have about 4 or 5 children, but we sticking with she got 2. Which I'm assuming is Tina and Lisa. But It was a little annoying. I understand where she's come from, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying. This is why it's annoying. Like I said, the character Vinny curses so much. It's annoying every time he curses or says something bad. Cora's like, don't talk like that in front of me. You stop that. Doing all this and that. Like, he does it so much. And then her combating it, telling him to stop every time. It's a little much. But into the story. So they basically want to turn that dump into an old folk home. And I was like, here come a damn train, like always. Okay. Basically, they want to turn this old folks home. Well, they want to turn it to an old folks home. And when I watched, I think it was episode 4. I don't know, was that when they made the decision that they was going to do that? And you know that when I watched episode 6, you know when it plays the previously on assisted living, it showed the clip of the mom, Leah, like she was asking Sandra said, you know what, I'll stay or something. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, the mom had to ask the daughter permission for the stay or something. Like, I'm thinking to myself, you ain't got no damn choice. But that's the thing with these kids. They've been disrespectful as hell since day one, running all over their parents. And I'm sick of seeing this type of dynamic replay over and over again. Because it's like, there's not really nothing you see in real life like that, where the kids just so disrespectful to their parents. Especially not for no black kids. But episode 6, they finally started cleaning up. I guess they just had to decide, I'm guessing. And that's when Cora and Brown comes in and they ask Brown for $40,000. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I don't picture him having that amount of money, but apparently he did. And now they're going to be part owner in the old folk home. Fast forward to episode 10, because I wasn't finna sit up there and watch every episode. Like, it was cool, but I don't know. Like, it was just certain episodes I wanted to see. When I found out after watching Alicia's review that they was talking about sex trafficking, I was like, okay, let me check this out. Like, let me see how did Tyler Perry handle this topic. That's how come I wanted to watch episode 10 and 11 so bad. So apparently Sandra is seeing this bus driver who's 18 years old. And I ain't never seen an 18-year-old bus driver. I'm thinking that the bus driver gonna be up in his 30s or something. This man is 18 and she is 17. What the hell? I personally don't even feel like, cause you know, when you 18, you might just not be getting your license. He already got his CDL. And it's like, even if he got his CDL at 18, I don't necessarily picture a school hiring him for to drive around high schoolers. Because it's like, y'all so close in age. What if they feel like you gonna do something inappropriate? Granted, y'all are around the same age, but still, you're the bus driver. She's going to school. So, I don't too much know about that. She sneaks out to the mall, but during that episode, you know, they always do all the other storyline going on that's really irrelevant. And then everything all good and the kids come back in the end. And then all of a sudden the mom just starts yelling, screaming, going off. And I'm like, damn, you just was cool a second ago. Like, it really just seemed forced. Like, it really did not come off natural. You didn't even really see it in her facial expressions that she was mad. It just seemed like she just wanted to be loud to me. And then we see that they're not even addressing really her being with a guy and what they might have been doing or anything like that. But the dad did say they used to do the same thing. Their really big point was that she didn't tell them where she was going. She didn't tell them she didn't tell them where she was going. And that was it. She brought up sex trafficking is at a all-time high. And then that was it. She told her to go to her room. She walked off set. It didn't look like she walked to her room. She walked off set. And that was it. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I thought we was going to talk about this a little bit more. Like, sex trafficking is at an all-time high. Go to your room. And that was it. And I really thought Tyler Perry was finna educate us somewhat on this. Because this is a very sensitive, real topic that he could have did so much with. And he didn't do a damn thing. So, I watched the next episode to see is this going to get picked back up. It wasn't mentioned at all. So, and I ended up falling asleep on the next episode. It was not mentioned in the least bit. Not even just the topic, just her going out to the mall with a boy. It wasn't mentioned anymore after that. So, that was kind of odd. But like I said earlier, the kids running them. Cursing, being disrespectful, being rude. They running them. So, I don't even know why I expect anything different. What Tyler Perry could do. Tyler Perry, I'm sick of your ass at this point. You need to hire me to give you some ideas. Hell, I could write this show better than you. Nah, let me chill. But it's like, when I was watching this show, I started thinking about older shows, older black sitcoms that we like The Cosby Show, A Different World, One-on-One, hell, even more modern stuff like Grownish, Blackish. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, how come Tyler Perry won't change his format up? Everything don't gotta always center around the older characters. You can shift it to the younger characters. And kind of have the older ones more in the background. Like, he could kind of keep the same format with House of Pain, but I feel like it shouldn't be so much centered with Curtis and Ella anymore. Like, let's shift it to CJ and Janine and Calvin and Jasmine and Malik more. A little bit more and a little less Curtis and Ella, unless somehow he could come up with this fire storyline for them. But like, let them be the like guidance figures, you know. But we on assisted living. But what I'm getting at is that it don't always gotta center around the older characters. Like, he could have his own Grownish. Like, we following the young girl around, but the difference is she's in high school. Her brother, he's probably in high school as well. Like, we kind of following them around. Yeah, we can still have our other storylines with Brown, Cora, and them trying to do the old folk home. But, like, I don't know if Tyler Perry is trying to cater to a specific audience. I really tried my hardest to look up, like, who's his core audience? Is it, like, old, like, maybe women in their 40s, black women in their 40s, or is it people in their black people in their 20s, 30s? Like, what is his key demographic? But I'm going to guess that is older black women. So I don't know if that's what he's catering to, but what he's producing it's not that entertaining. And I feel like he could just do so much better. But like, let's just switch this format up some. And it's almost like Tyler Perry being lazy in a way. Like, and it's not hard. Just hire some damn writers, please. Shoot. But like I was saying, to be honest, assisted living, it's not that bad. Like, it's stuff that could be better, but overall, I didn't hate it. It wasn't all that, but at the same time, it wasn't that bad. And I really feel like what saved it was Brown. And a lot of times I find Brown annoying, but I kind of feel like he kind of saved it. But we still got the same old thing with House of Pain. The same thing going on here, the dragon and stuff like that. The last track is heavy. But like I said, when I was watching it, I didn't hate it. I was a little intrigued at parts. But I'm just thinking about this in my head right now. Why does Tyler Perry think we want to see old people in an old folk home cracking jokes all day? Why does Tyler Perry think that? And I ain't saying that can't still happen on the show, but I don't feel like that should be the main focus of the show. That this is finna basically be Meet the Browns 2.0. And I liked it, Meet the Browns. When I got a little older, it was a little... I started to get out of it. But, like I said, he could have basically just redid that. I'm pretty sure people would have liked to see how Sasha and Troy was doing. What was his name? Troy on there. I know that was on Why Did I Get Married? Was it? I can't think of. I think his name was Will. Sasha and Will. People would like to see what they was doing. How Brianna, Hakeem was doing, or Joaquin. Cause people had a like for them. These two young characters, Sandra and Philip, they not... maybe I should give them more time. Overall, the show not bad. I just feel like it should be more interesting and intriguing elements. Like, give me a really good storyline. Like, I don't want the storyline that we just trying to get this old folk home together. Like, give me something with some substance. Like, the damn daughter, she want to run off with the bus driver. And she goes missing for a few episodes. Nothing happened to her, but she just ran off with the guy. And then the guy turned out to be trash. Give me... and then the parents really finally lay down the law. Like, give me something. Give me... the son is starting to act out in school, which ain't hard to believe now. But he's starting to act out in school, hanging with the wrong crowd, and maybe it takes Cora to talk some sense into him, since the parents ain't doing a good job. And he's acting out for a few episodes. It ain't gotta be the whole show, hell, a few episodes. Why Tyler Perry can't do something like the damn Kenya Barris dude? I don't think his shows are all that, but it's like with Blackish, you got Anthony Anderson. Like, it's mainly more centered around the older characters, and you got the younger characters as the sides. And then you got the spinoff Grownish where it's more centered around Zoe, the college girl. And then you got Mixed-ish. I don't know what that's about, but and then he finna have oldest child a mess, a fool, a disgrace. But okay. But what I'm basically saying is that how about House of Pain be like the family show? It's revolving around everybody. And then maybe assisted living could have been something else. Like it could have been, I could say a Jasmine spinoff, but she ain't got time for Tyler Perry. It could have been something else, like out of all things, because ain't like this is a Meet the Browns revamp. This is a new show, Assisted Living. I feel like he could have came up with something else that was better. Hell, try to get the younger audience, because you know your key audience is people, older women who like your plays, your movies, and stuff like that. I know you got all your other shows like Having Have-Nots and Loving You Was Wrong, but like try to tap into that younger audience, the mainstream crowd. Like try to expand your audience a little more. I ain't saying that they don't watch it, but he could have did a show like that. Like I just got so many thoughts, and this is what you gave me. But I'm gonna end that right here. Please let me know what y'all think about the show. Let's start the conversation below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.